sometimes I met people from the first time in my life, but it seems for some reason I cannot explain. I know them for longer than that.
Right.
Talking a lot about universe and not necessarily about religion. What I believe now, and that people, it may sound crazy, but it's all that we are all connected in some way. Action.
Taipei, Taiwan 2024, live at Core Cultural Studios here with Flo.
Yeah.
Florence Dalia.
Yes, right. Correct.
AKA Flo.
Yes, with a very French strong accent.
Yeah. Flo is a great word, by the way.
Yeah.
That's an amazing word. And Flo is I've known you for some time.
Yeah,
First and foremost, thank you for being here on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you very much to invite me.
No, it's really cool. I'm happy to sit with you because
I'm happy.
You are definitely, in my opinion, and I'm sure the opinion or the perspective of many people here in Taiwan especially, but I'm sure around the world, quite the artist. And I've always liked to believe that the culinary art is one of the highest forms of art because it involves all five senses. So here we are.
Yes. Yeah, here we are today to talk about a different topic, I guess.
Yes, so I'll give you a little intro.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
we'll kind of just smooth into it. But here on the podcast, Beyond the Hustle, we like to kind of approach a more holistic perspective of how success, how abundance, how cultivating well-being and, manifestation, all these aspects, we like to kind of offer a new perspective on that.
Right.
And sit down with individuals who we feel are really cultivating, certain powers. And when I say powers, it can be interpreted in many different ways.
Yeah, there's many ways.
Right. So today, we're going to kind of go through like 5 focus areas that I feel will allow us, myself, and the audience to further understand your process. So we're going to tap into the why. We're going to tap into your wisdom. We're going to tap into your energy, your reason, and then of course there's something that I like to describe as a peak phenomenon. And this is something that I don't know if you're.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, but we'll flow with it.
We will go smoothly.
I'm just still giving you context.
I will try my best.
I'm giving you context.
Yeah.
And are you familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Not really, as I said.
The pyramid.
Yeah, okay.
With the basic needs, and
yes.
as you move to the top, there's like self-actualization.
Yeah. Okay, that is one.
Transcendence, stuff like that.
Yes.
We'll get there later.
Okay, cool.
But I have a feeling that maybe you are, when you're in your zone or your flow.
I make a lot of change recently, and people, they are surprised when I talk about meditation. It would help me a lot with my stress and all the new responsibility I get recently. So yes, we can go through that as well.
All right, awesome. Well, before that, I definitely want.
I don't take substance, so it's not what I'm trying to say. No, I just go for meditation.
That's fine. That's fine. I've taken mushrooms before.
Yeah.
You're a chef.
I don't take this guy. I take mushrooms, but not.
You're a
not the
I
same.
see, Chancherelle.
I take a lot of mushrooms.
What is your favorite mushroom?
Oh, let's see. Be honest, it will be surprised. I love morel for sure. I love all those expensive mushroom and truffle is part of.
That's right.
But I love the black trumpet.
Ooh.
I love just simple black trumpet with omelette. So that's more my zone that we can talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some ingredients.
But let's go back
sure.
we can talk.
Let's go back to who you are. And I wanna,
I
obviously, Flo, you're a chef. You're an artist. You are Michelin recognized. You got stars on your belt.
Yeah.
You've done a lot of amazing things in the culinary world.
Yeah.
But before that, I want to talk about young Florence.
Oh.
In France. What was that first connection you had with the ingredients of the land, the substance? And then what is your, like, I want to go to the why first.
Yeah, but to explain a bit of my background is very interesting. It's really big. Many chefs go back through to them wildwood that family was, of course, involved of them. Passion come after for kitchen, and I'm one of them. We have 4 kids. Half of my family from my mother part, sorry, is from Burgundy, like many people knows. But what people doesn't necessarily know that the other one, my grandparents from Sicily and Sardinia in Italy.
Oh, wow.
But my father grew up in Algeria, so we have those mix of culture at home. So my mother was able to cook pretty much like very traditional French, but she can make couscous. She can do also a
Wait,
Sicilian.
so you're half Italian and French?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
So my grandma from Italy, Sicily, I meet her. She stayed at our place. When she was very old, so we're taking care of her, and she teach my mother also how to cook Italian food. So
that's amazing.
That's why there's this kind of big influence. Like I like also what is South, but with my concept is more mainly Burgundy, French traditional. But I like polenta, like different stuff of pasta, homemade pasta and those stuff like that. So where I'm from. So I think the passion it was I'm sharing the space with my mother in the kitchen.
Wow.
And then what I say, people say, oh, Flo, you need to get some time to yourself because you work hard. People have to understand I don't live my work like work. It's more as a passion.
That's right.
And even more now than before because it's my home place. So I enjoy to be over there. I'm in home, you know.
Right. So almost cultivating what you've soaked up at home and channeling that through what you do now.
Yes, it's
That's
a
beautiful.
passion. Yeah.
Is that what wakes you up? What wakes you up every day? Like what gets you hyped?
To beat everything. I mean, I'm happy to wake up early and then I do sport also. People can see me on Sunday. Some text me, say, hey, chef, I saw you pass by bicycle. I say, yeah, was me.
That's fine.
No, I have interest on music and I have interest on a lot of different things as well. I used to try to learn drum when I was in Hong Kong because my friend also is Jules. I'm in music. His home musical school also. I think music help a lot as well. I like music a lot, but many different type of music. So
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do you play loud?
I play a little
Do you play music
drum,
in the kitchen?
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I play music in kitchen. Yes.
Okay. Who's your go-to artist that you play in the kitchen when you're in your zone and you're flowing? Yeah. Or you're yelling at your other chefs.
I will love some friend I did already in the past. I love Céline Dion, but I promise I don't play Céline Dion to my staff. They will not survive. I will get some resignation. So no, I let everybody play the home list, and after we go for commercial. But I like Rolling Stone also and those kind of rock. And then after, I'm really happy to listen everything. Things is good. I think it's like in kitchen, people say, I don't like that. I say, it depends the way you cook as well and how you present. I think in the music industry is the same.
Right.
There is good stuff everywhere.
Right. I can sense that you have this very strong creative energy. I mean, you just mentioned that it goes through music. It goes through, of course, sports. So would you say that there's this energy that's just overwhelming for you that you have to express it?
But that, I think kitchen is also a part of me because there is no routine. And I told to people, they say, oh, you have always this very good energy. And I say, yes, because I'm always eager to learn something new. And I don't like to stay in the comfort zone. So I like to push myself to do even people dislike, and myself either. I'm very tough with myself first before to be tough with others. People need to understand that.
Wow.
I'm never happy on what I'm doing. I try always to do something new because I like to do something new all the time, and it's a challenge to go always for the next and not necessarily stay on what I'm doing well is done. Okay, people like it, but what the next?
Right.
So try to anticipate also the demand of the customers.
Who instilled this in you? Where did you pick that up? Was this innate from
that's
a
the
young...
question. I have no idea.
Is your father,
we
your
are
mother?
four, yes, we are three sisters, one brother.
Three sisters, one brother.
And I think I'm the only one to travel on that young age and go through. I've been to New Caledonia, I've been to many different, pretty much all the continent now, yes.
Wow.
And then always eager to learn. We have those conversations just before, I've been to New York, to Le Bernardin, just for fun, or Noma, or those kind of places.
Right, we're going to talk about that.
It's just to discover something new all the time. I'm really... I like to learn more about culture. If I go to different country, I will only eat. Even I dislike, I will always go for the local food, like India, Cambodia, everywhere.
Wow.
I like to really discover stuff.
So there's like this insatiable curiosity that you
Yes.
have
Yeah.
that's driving you
Yes.
constantly.
Yes.
Wow. That's any amazing countries that is your favorite?
No.
Do you have a favorite food? A favorite style? I mean, of course, your food. You got to say yours.
I will say French is the best.
Right, right. Representing.
Yeah, representative.
It's like when I talk to a rapper, I'm like, oh, who's the best rapper? You have to say you're the best.
You
got to rep your hood, right?
So I will say French first on my top list for sure. But
Okay.
I love. Second, I will put Japanese food for sure.
Wow. Yes.
But because of they really. I compare Japanese to French, but not on the technique and stuff like that. It's really that they put the product first. And then after they try to do not to keep the authenticity of everything as much as they can. So I will go through to Japan on number 2, but after I go to Peru not long time ago. Just
really
between Hong Kong, I take a break and I go for South America tour. I go to visit Virgilio Martinez in Peru, which is one of my favorite chefs. Not only because of his cuisine, but because of his mentality.
Right.
The work he do with Aboriginal people over there, and the work he do around the product and his culture and everything. So I love Peru. Right. Mexico, I was bluffing. I love the food in Mexico. I taste like 100 different mole sauce. I really want to know that. We have this conversation in Hong Kong with Chef Richard Decobus.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard, for all you bring to me. And then yes. And then after I go through to this tour to try to understand better the culture and the product in South of America. It was one on my list, so I take a month. We arrive in Miami, but we go to Mexico, Peru, Ecuador. We go to Argentina. Argentina for the meat for sure. Argentina for the meat. After Brazil and Cuba was for cigar. Totally different topic, and I love Cuba. It's like they get stuck in different world. It's amazing place.
I've only seen photos. I mean, it looks.
You have to go.
Yeah, I would love to go to Cuba.
It's something like very special that seems different world, different centuries. I don't know, but there is something very special over there.
Right.
Yeah, I encourage people to go to visit Cuba.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but Spain, San Sebastian. I love the tapas. I love food. I can talk about.
Oh yeah, we can.
Basically, all the food. It's like music. I mean, if it's well made, I love all the places around the world. Yes.
I mean, we can talk food because what I love about food is that, I mean, food to me is the building blocks of everything. And growing up in New York City, you know, I mentioned to you, I've worked with a bunch of chefs. One of my favorite chefs, good friend of mine, Chef Javigerosa. We did a lot of projects dealing with like food as a vehicle to drive social change. And food is really that building block, because food is the first currency. Food is what we first traded.
The people, that's why I like that. First of all, I don't open a restaurant, I open a chef table, and I like the way to exchange.
Right.
For me, it's like, first, I love the award we can get around our work. It's thank you very much to the guide, the Michelin Guide and everything, but it's really to... People come to my restaurant, and I want them to feel like home.
Right.
It's like we have this exchange of what can be sharing and the passion around the food that most of the customers are. They have very good knowledge now. They know what they talk about. So it's exchange also. So I like the vibe. I like the flow with my customer.
I mean, you mentioned Spain, and like when you said Spain, it made me think of like Magellan. Do you know who Magellan is?
No.
Magellan is the first man who circumvented the world.
Oh, okay, right.
In search of the Magellan's pass through the bottom of South America, and then he discovered the Pacifico Ocean.
Yeah.
But he was searching for new spices.
Okay.
So like I'm sitting here with you, and I feel that energy of like that insatiable curiosity that drives you to the edge of worlds just for new flavors.
Yes.
And of course, maybe some new... when I say gold, maybe it's not just gold, but it's like new opportunities. It's
new opportunity, and I like the way you always open a door, and behind the door there is another door. So even if that beginning I was those kind of people, I want everything straight like that, and then after, of course, I getting old, and I believe some maturity and everything, or even not maturity, but different perception different point of view, different people who come to my life as well. So I have not this one. I think is you cannot go there to there. There is many door. There is many step, and you need to be more patient. And then you cannot jump. You have to go to all those steps anyway. Otherwise, you need to step back. So
Right.
I take more time to understand how everything's working. On meantime, I go fast for some project, but on the other hand, I try to understand more all around what I want to do. So I have different approach now, I will say.
Where do you think you forged those beliefs from? I can sense a very strong belief in you that with what you're doing. Who forged that?
I think I encourage people. We talk about mindset a lot. It's even not. I told to the people it can be related to spirituality, but it also can be a management skills. It work on both sides. Is that just sometimes you need to approach problem. It can be personal, professional, and everything, and then you need to understand maybe sometime instead of looking for one solution, you need maybe walk straight at the beginning to maybe approach few different way, and then after you go for the best. So I think is the way I set up my mindset change. I think now how come I think is maybe because of different years, many years of experience, many different country, different chef also.
Right.
I used to work with Mr. Robuchon, but also with Richard Decobus. We have a totally different approach than Mr. Robuchon, and then all those different people bring me something totally different, and that's why I think I have those totally different perspective now of everything. And after, of course, you need to go through to your home belief, the home way you work, your style, and everything.
Right.
On the recipe and on the way you manage everything, because after you have to manage all other people, so is to have better, clear vision. If you don't know where you go, it's difficult also to bring people with you.
Right. In terms of those influences, how would you describe your style now? Like if you were to give me 3 adjectives, 3 words that describes your style now, based on those influence, what are the first 3 words that pop
Style,
into
like
you?
we're talking about style in the cooking or the.
It can be a fusion. So it could be because you mentioned your mindset is, kind of in this new realm.
I think I have better clear vision on I project myself already. I know I will not say because people they will say oh well, but
Right.
It's not about ego at all. It's like I'm eager to move on with all those projects, and I start to project myself because I have to understand where I want to go, why I do that today, and where I want to go. So.
Right.
Of course, we're talking about those spirituality. I have my good friend who used to be a cinema teacher, so Camille Coucou. And then Camille Després, but she wrote also a few books and in somewhere I understand I need more cooking and all those chefs who bring me those management skills and clear vision on how I will describe now what I want to put on the plate and everything. On the top of that, there is a totally different thing I try to understand is how to, I'm someone like full of energy, but sometimes you need to control this energy. Sometimes it's not that easy to control those energy because you can go everywhere, but everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I don't know if you get it. It's like
Cyclops.
Yes,
Cyclops from X-Men without the glasses.
Yeah, it's just voila. It's like boom, and you go nowhere and you can fail. So I try to find a way, and different way, and I think it was perfect time again. That's why I talk about synchronicity. There is people like Armel, that's our good friend in common, that we have like pop up to my life at the right time.
Right.
Camille come back with those spiritualistic things, or call that whatever you want, but it's meditation. It just helped me to work on my stress, calm down, maybe step back a bit, or just relax as well, which I need because I work on different projects. I'm at 16, but sometimes I also go for overseas project, like recently in Singapore for 550 customers, who was like, wow, why I say yes. And at the end, I'm super happy to do it, but it's also a lot of stress. So it's also a way to manage the stress. So all those people came into my life at the right time. So I was like, it cannot be only coincidence, because it's happened pretty often since I work on my home project. So that's why I was like thinking like what's behind that, because me, I don't understand. So if you have the answer today, I was like, that's very special.
I think
there is few people like that to come at the perfect time.
Yeah.
So and that project, I've been Alexi also, my good friend, and thank you again, who worked with me for the dessert, is involved also to my project, and it was not only myself, it was also some friend Shishi for the bread also. Thank you, Shishi. That I introduced in Angelou, who do a wonderful job, and a few people like that, a lot. I can mention a lot of people who pop up like that during the wonderful journey, my new journey to open my home restaurant, and now we're working on a new project on the first floor.
That's fire.
It's something very special.
No, that is fire. Synchronicity is a powerful thing, right?
Yes.
And you're kind of asking openly, like, what is that? Yeah. What is synchronicity? So you don't believe in coincidences?
No, I'm those kind of people now. I will say when it's randomly happen like that, even like yesterday we talked with someone, the people who introduce us to each other text him at the same time. I was like, okay, I will keep some time. I like also to balance. Right. That's why we talk about this balance on the table. And I say I like, because I don't want to bring everything to spirituality, but I'm also not those kind of people think it can be only coincidence. There is, I don't think that there is people recently from New York or other people came into my life. I was like, I don't know why, but I believe there is not a coincidence. They're here for something, and it's my way. It's that's what I say to people. They talk about different stuff, and I say, it's our perception. It's you can have 5 people in the same room, and it's happened the same thing. People, they will take it differently because it's your own perception at the end. So I will not say it's my perception, it's my feeling. So I will not say it's happened because of that. It's my feeling. I go through to it can be happen on my opinion because of my past and on my belief. It could be happen for that way. So it's very subjective.
But this is why.
But I believe that there is not that. It cannot be only coincidence. And I believe people who came to your life, they come back. Sometimes it's funny. My friend who came in bakery, we met 20 years ago, 18 years ago in Hong Kong, and he came to work 2 years here. I was like, what are you doing here?
That's crazy.
And I was like, that was crazy. And he was also, he's a pastry chef. So hi, Nicolas.
Yeah.
And I was like, I believe things happen for a reason sometime. I will not say everything. That's why I like the left and right.
Exactly.
Or black and white, or good or bad. There is a balance of everything. For sure. There is balance on your recipe. If you don't balance well your recipe, the acidity will cover the rest of, or the sugar. I don't like sweets. But that's why I like to work with Alexi, because we used to work together in Mandarin Oriental many years ago, and now we collaborate, and he helped me on my new journey. And then I like his style because he balanced very well the acidity with the sugar. Nothing's cover another. And then that is what I'm trying to do in my cuisine as well. So I love his work a lot. So I like the balance.
I think that's very well said, because I love talking to chefs. And as there's a lot of great chefs in my life who I consider friends. But I always tell them that, in my opinion, chefs are like alchemists. Like wizards. And a lot of people take it for granted, but shout out everybody in the restaurant industry, hospitality industry, shout out all the chefs, because you guys do something that I think people take for granted. On the highest level, you are artists, you're dealing with flavors and ingredients, and you're putting together, masterpieces of flavor and senses and whatnot. But at the core level, you're bringing people together, and you're allowing people to share the moment together, unified by a common thread.
That's what I say. I'm not sure I'm here yet. But thank you for your very kind word. But for sure is what I'm trying to do day to day.
Right.
Is to combine, to bring everybody in the same experience, in is in the same journey for a moment, you know.
Right.
This is all about sharing. If people, they enjoy the moment at the table, they're smiling, they enjoy, they have fun, because you have to understand when they come to the table, sometimes they are a bit, I would say, they have a dump. Like, how it's gonna be happen? They sit with stranger. They don't really know. Some people like and dislike. I believe. I don't say everybody go to the same, but ideally that what I expect at the end of the, and it's mostly happen by my understanding, because I know pretty like 80% of the customer, I meet them already in Robuchon, a different place. So we have those conversations, and they say when they arrive, they feel like, oh, that's weird, and then after it becomes smooth, and people enjoy the moment together. And they're also surprised that it can be that way, and they say that's workflow. It really works.
What are you trying to create in those moments for somebody? Like, what do you hope someone walks away from an experience?
I come to this chef table because that's what I do for when I left L'Atelier. I'm working on my home project, but I also organize some chef table for some of my VIP customers.
Right.
They ask me to continue to work with them. They love my way of cooking, so thank you very much. And then it was to go to them place and cook for them and them friend. And I like the vibe around that table, those sharing table, and people, they all go through to a same topic, same direction, sharing the same moment. And then it's also because if you go to some of restaurants now, people spend more time on social buys on the iPhone. That's spending time iPhone or other brand on mobile phone, and not necessarily be focused on the present moment.
Right.
And I think is very, and I think in some way they are disconnected. So I like the way, I don't say, first of all, I'm not the first to do a chef table. I do not create something. It's just, I like the way that maybe people, like they have to interact with other people. They will be more focused on what's happened at the table than what's happened on the social media, to taking picture, and that just enjoy more the present moments. So that's ideally what I like.
I think people love that. I
so,
mean, that's...
And then after they can post and then can share and everything. Of course, I love social media, and I spend a lot of time on social media. But I think for some time that people, they need to cut and then just live the present moment.
Right.
That simple as that. Yeah.
What do you think keeps you true north? Like, what keeps you aligned with your beliefs and your faith and your style? What keeps you on that true north?
Because I think I love cooking, but because I love sharing, and that even my staff can say when people push, and especially when I know them, I love to spend time with my customer.
And they can feel that.
Yes, I mean, like, it's not, I do cooking and I leave the plate, and I really enjoy, I really also enjoy to see the feedback and everything. It can be bad as well, no? But it's just like, I like sharing, you know, I'm super sociable. People, they can, I like to meet new people. It's not only related to cuisine. I like to discover also what people's doing and different industry and all those things. Yeah.
Speaking of that discovery, I know we spoke briefly about some of these journeys you've taken to go visit other potential chefs, potential kitchens. You mentioned New York City, Daan, Noma. Let's talk more about that. Like, what kind of discovery did you have on those journeys? Was it the philosophy? What was driving you about those trips?
I've been to Noma in Copenhagen for a month, and it was like, don't go there to do after, like, take some idea about Nordic cuisine. Like, I love it. But I do French cuisine, so it was not that. The idea is because, like, René Redzepi, I have I mean, what I love from this chef is his spirit. Is, on my opinion, before he came through his home style to say one day, it was, like, very brave to do that, to say, I'm gonna stop to import, and I will grow up and do everything from Copenhagen product in Denmark and things like that. And everybody at the beginning thinks it's crazy. I watched the documentary. It was that why I would like to approach closer and understand better his philosophy and the way he manage intern, and the way he manage his lab and everything, the new approach he have of our industry was really new. He was one of the first to do that after many people do pretty much similar cuisine as him, what they call the modern Nordic cuisine.
Right.
And he bring what I've been to Copenhagen, and he was like random food, like pretty much all the time the same with those smoke, herring and everything, celeriac. And on my opinion, and let me know if I'm wrong, I think he bring a culinary identity with this modern cuisine that they don't have before.
Culinary what?
Identity. Yes, identity. So what they call now modern Nordic cuisine come from René. So I was like, wow, this guy really brings something, not only for his restaurant, but for the entire land.
I mean, I think, when I speak to chefs about that, it's interesting how like chefs have a lineage, kind of like a family tree. And I do feel like chefs who I've encountered who are very in tune with their spirit, in tune with the philosophy of René. For people who don't know, René was one of the first chefs who sourced all of his ingredients from a specific radius of his restaurant. So he really emphasized time and place.
Yeah.
And the essence of the ingredient and limiting the time from the freshness of that ingredient to the plate. So that philosophy, I think, definitely revolutionized the entire...
I've been there. The honey, the forage, like they send, like I was intern. I was the one who built the stuff, but I was not here to learn recipe. I was here to understand his philosophy and how he came from nothing to that. Like, even you can ask him the same question, how he came that, because it was not easy. It doesn't... People I like those kind of iceberg, those images. You're talking about pyramid before, and I like this iceberg that people only saw you when you succeed. Yeah.
Right, that's
but
interesting.
They do not understand, like below the water and this iceberg, there is pain, there is no day off, there is the sacrifice, there's all those things like failure as well, because you drop and after you back, it doesn't go that way all the time either. Sometimes you need to step back or sometimes you fail, but you learn.
Right.
That people, that's why people say you always go like that. Yes, because if you do not take any risk, you're going to stay in your comfort zone, or you can call that whatever you want. You're not going to grow up. You're not going to learn. So even by failure or by mistake, I say, even to my staff, I say, but you never really lose. At the end, for sure, you will understand something you're not going to do again, but you learn. So you never really fail.
That's right.
So that it was not that. I like also the people compare French to American. We will always step back like, yeah, but if I fail, and then you have a different vision, like you need to go, and you will see that after fail, you will learn and you will move on. That's, I think you are more positive than French people.
Americans.
We just grew up with failure. So people that, not all of them, because there is many successful French people and we are really good on luxury and everything, but it's not what I say. But our mindset is different than American mindset. I think you are more like positive at the beginning. Whatever happened,
we're a younger
civilization.
Yes. Young and dumb, and most of the time dumb.
But to be more secure, I will say, okay, it's also good in some way. But sometimes if you don't take risk, you cannot go to. You will never go what is behind either. Right. You need to pass there to go to see what the next. So,
do you have a risk that you've taken that you can share with us? Like, what was it?
Open my chef table, try to
that
put
was a big
everybody.
Risk? That was a big one.
It's always a risk, but I mean, I don't know how come from that smooth to go like, it's the same. I quit L'Atelier. I was even looking for another job. I have this project in mind, and it's really like day-to-day things happen, and I go through to open my home business.
Right. And
of course, I'm surrounded by a few people. Josephine, thank you very much, because she worked hard with me on the project, but even Annie and other people. But it's not only my journey. There is some people who believe on this project, and thank you for them support. I will not mention all the names because I'm not sure they want to be mentioned. Some people like to be low profile. But anyway, thank you very much for your trust. Because you need also to be... I think people say, oh, if I succeed, it can be only myself. I work on. It's not only me.
Right. So it takes a village.
I'm lucky. I have my family, especially my sister and all those people, because family is important as well. Huh?
Right.
They are from day one. So, and after people come to your life, but from day one is the family. So, and then after you need to surround in people who have those good people like Armel again, Camille,
Right.
my friend in France, my best friend, and everyone who's here for forever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then after there's those new people who help you on your project.
Right.
So no, thanks everyone. I don't believe it's even you fail. It can be also not only your fault, but on the other way, when you succeed, it's definitively not only me.
Right.
I feel lucky as well to be well surrounded by the right people.
That's blessings.
Mm.
That's a perfect lead way to the next question, which is the concept of letting go. So I can imagine when you have a great team around you, great people around you, you're able to kind of let go and trust.
Yeah.
And
But that is important. That the next question, definitively. I can work only with people I can trust.
mm-hmm.
It's the trust, I think, is the most important. Loyalty come after if people follow you for a few years. Like I have Bruno who follow me and Kado now on some different projects overseas. So also I thank them, because without them, like especially Singapore, 550 will be difficult.
This
only
is coming
myself.
up, right?
This one was last month. Now we go to Malaysia.
Okay, you just completed that?
Yes.
That's fine.
That this one we did together. That's why I say if we be only myself in Singapore, it will be definitively not possible to make this event successful. So
can't wait to see that
Kado
video. I want to see
yeah.
that video.
And then next week now we're going to Malaysia for another female chef series in the Data in Langkawi. A very nice project. I'm happy to be a part and involved of this project.
Very cool.
Thank you to the organizer.
Very
I like
cool.
to thank people, because I don't believe that you need when something's good happen to you. Also, you need to thank people. Yeah.
Always.
Even some chefs, sometimes he was staff, but I say if I don't meet those chefs who were staff with me, I'd be maybe not able to be here today. You know.
I think it is very true. That's very true. I want to get into your creative process.
Oh wow.
Which is, you know, of course we're in this time period. You can give your thanks, but coming right back to it, you are an artist, and there's a reason why I think these people trust you and they support you and they put money behind you and they work together with you. I think it goes back to that creative process and what you create. So let's talk about that. What is your process like? Does it start from idea to? Does it start from a music melody? Let's talk about it.
Oh. It can be different. You have your own background because, of course, you learn with different chefs. After me, of course, it's the French traditional. Like, I don't want to be those kind, and I don't judge anyone, but it's like fusion or stuff like that. I'm French, I do French. When I go to other restaurant, if I go Japanese, I like to have Japanese food. If I go to Italian restaurant...
So you're a purist. You're a purist when it comes to
Yes, I think Jacopo do very well. I don't have time yet to go to his restaurant, but I try his food in Baikoto. It's Italian, you know.
Right.
So I try to be the same, just to be good on what I know, where I'm born, which what I learn, and then just to do what I believe I do well and what I like. Because the first is like if I will, of course, I work on it if I don't like it, because sometimes you pop up is like someone who start to paint or something. You talk about artists, like in music is the same. I believe if you listen, you know if it's good and if it's, I mean, if people like my food, I know I do what I like, and after I see what it doesn't work, that I will not create a dish to say, I will do because I believe Taiwanese people, they will prefer that. I will do what I like to do and then see if I can please the customer. I work that way and not the others.
You please your own taste.
Yeah, sometimes I'm really not happy. It could be the presentation either. I was like, And after, in your mind, like I try to work more with spice, more with vinegar. I love acidity on the, again, we come back to the balance. I like the balance of the acidity, could be by vinegar, could be, people can see I use a lot of different citrus. different vinegar now. I like to find a bit of acidity, but I don't want to cover the other flavor. So what I tried the best now is I use Rasael Hanout now for the eggplant caviar on the new menu with the beef. I like the balance of things. I think the things is like with people. It could be different people at the table, but you have to be, I don't know how you say linear. You have to be
chemistry, like a
yes.
chemistry between them.
Yes.
Or in Chinese,
it's not
the mochi.
One character need to take advantage on its other, or one flavor for recipes need to cover the other. You have to work. You have to be a good marriage. You know, you have to be a nice combination. Work all together.
Wow.
So that's difficult. Huh? It's easy to say, but it's not that easy to do. Huh?
I can imagine.
Yes.
My next question is
that's how I work.
Yeah, and what skills have you had to learn to achieve these kind of ideas?
Now again, if you wanted to compare to music and stuff, and what I told that even for people who work like Chloe did very well as a sommelier, it's for me our instrument is the palate. So what is very important is to work with the palate. It's an instrument. So I think when you start the journey in the culinary, I believe we have also memories. Me, by example, if I go to restaurant, I have visual memories, but if I don't remember, if I have not my memories in the mouth, like what I eat, I need to remember what I eat. And that means like I remember some meal I have 5 years ago in some restaurant. I go to other restaurant, I even don't remember what I ate yesterday. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So it's very important for me. It's the palate. It's the main sense. After, of course, if it's visually come after, for me the most important is really the palate.
Wow. How do you feel you've evolved that palate over your
But
years?
you work with that, so you develop new sense, I believe. They are more sensitive. After, it's also because you learn with different chefs, but also because you do a different type of cuisine or during all your culinary journey, that you know exactly what you're looking for and what you like. And after, you need to work on how to balance all together. That's how it worked for me. And it seems it worked not that bad because I go through in good level now. But of course, my path is just a journey. I think I'm on the beginning of something new.
Right.
Now I'm not achieve anything yet.
Well, that brings us to like the concept of taste, not just taste in the physical sense of the instrument of the palate, but the taste of culture and trend.
Yes.
And aesthetics.
Yeah.
And especially in relation to like creativity. So how have you kind of refined that balance between the taste and creativity in terms of what you're cultivating here in Taiwan?
Taiwan, we cannot. First of all, Taiwan is different than Hong Kong, Singapore, and everything. It's not that easy to import product. So you need to do way more sourcing. So there is very nice product, and people say, yes, it's Taiwan. But if we go through to a pigeon or quail and everything, yes, it's the local one. But at least there is not traveling. So it's also, because we talk about spirituality, I like also to talk about, I don't believe we can be 100% eco-friendly because there is vacuum bag, there is those plastic that we can reduce as much as we can, for sure, and that's what we try to do in our restaurant. And to minimize also the impact, to not necessarily import everything if it's unnecessary either. There is good product also. The vanilla in Taiwan, people doesn't know, is the same family than orchid. Orchid is #1 flower. There is orchid everywhere. It's the island of orchid. It's the same family. So there is very, very, very nice vanilla also in Taiwan that we can source. But you need to do a way more sourcing, but which I like. I like to go to visit some farm. People saw me sometime at the market. It's just because I like to see what is the new season, and I like the vibe of market. If I go to Burgundy in my hometown on Sunday morning, I can be like annoyed sometimes. So my sister, she have no choice. On Sunday morning she did it anyway.
Wow. So you're at the morning markets in Taiwan?
I do morning market.
You're with the
I bring some chef. I bring also my stuff because
that's a wild
I show
experience.
where to put, because a few spots they have those kind of tarragon, which is not easy herbs. It's not easy to find everywhere. So I have my home address.
That's nice.
Yes.
I'm also curious about ingredients that you've worked with here in Taiwan. Like, have you worked with any indigenous, aboriginal ingredients before?
Oh yes, we did. We did. It was not my choice at the beginning. Is because they asked me to be a part of documentary that we filmed, I think now 3 years ago, and then we go with my good friend Chef Justin from Fleur de Sel. We go for the Michelin in Taiwanese government, and then we ask them. They ask us, to cook with Aboriginal herbs. So at this time, like, they give me really all I think which is edible to eat, Aboriginal herbs, and we go with this grandma in the mountain. It was very very nice journey as well. That I learned a lot. I learned a lot about Taiwan, what in terms of ingredient Taiwan can offer. There is similitude of basil, but it's totally different herb. The shape is totally, or lemongrass or those stuff, which is not. But the taste is pretty similar, so I learned a lot after the venison. And then we go to Sinacera 24 with Chef Nick as well. Very talented chef. I love his way he do pretty much like Virgilio in Peru. He used to only use local ingredients. He's very low profile, he's over there, but he did a very wonderful job.
That sounds amazing.
I like his style. I think it's those young generation who have this home style. He learned also, I think, in south of France with the French chef. He speaks French a bit.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Very nice, very, very, very inspiring young people.
I'm sure you don't even realize that you're most likely influencing the culinary arts scene here.
I don't know. But I like this
humble.
young.
You're very humble.
No. But I like that. I have those two young chefs. Like, I post a lot on my Instagram, and because I love to, I spend my whole day with them. So we have those conversations. I like this new generation with this good vibe, and there is many young talented chefs.
Speaking of vibe, can you define energy?
Yes.
What's your definition of energy?
I love to talk about energy from day one, because I believe all is energy. That is energy. I can feel, I told to people that you believe or not, but there is energy with people. There is some people, they do nothing wrong to you, but you have this, you're not gonna be, you're gonna, nothing against them is not what I'm trying to say. It's just like, there is not this connection. And there is some people and even you know them for a while, it's not gonna be really close friend or stuff like that. And there's those people who came from nowhere, but there is this connection, there is this good vibe. That Scado is one of them, Bruno as well, that when they are with me, like, we have the smile. We don't know why, but we have this big smile on the face. There is this good vibes, this good energy, that those people that, something's good is gonna be happen. Even you go for those kind of events, they will have problem, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be smooth. It's gonna be not something challenging at all. I like to be with those kind of people. They have this good energy. Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's wonderful. I mean, I can sense that you have great energy. And do you feel like that energy? Talk to me about energy in food. Is there an effect? Is there an impact on the food itself if the energy is in a positive state or a negative state? What has your experience been like that?
I think it's Mr. Robuchon say you cannot do a good food if you do not have, if you don't love people. I mean, love is an energy. And then if you don't have this good energy yourself, that's this, if you don't have the smile to give a smile, and it's not going to happen. I mean, you need to be happy first if you want to give happiness. So you need to have good energy. If you want it to people around you have those good energy as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, you never get close, but myself, if people have those bad energy or always complaining, you feel them, they drop you a bit as well. Because if you're surrounding to those people, I believe, have only bad energy, at the end, they consume also energy for you. So sometimes you need to protect yourself from those people as well. Mm-hmm. It's not selfish. I don't believe it's not selfish to be like that. It's something also you need to protect yourself. It's also, I think, related to bad energy. Mm-hmm. Could be good people. It's not what I say again, but those people they negativity don't bring positivity to people who are surrounding you. So it doesn't work that way. You need to be surrounded by good vibe, good energy, people that what the next. Like if you want to go there, you need to go with people is already there. If you want to be successful, you cannot be surrounded by people who don't have the level, not this energy, not this next challenge, not this passion on cooking and everything. They of course you will be the best and say, but it's not me. I want to go with people is better than me, because you learn and they in a way or another, like you're talking, you believe an influence of people. Is if you have those influence people that you love, like Richard Icebus is really like this guy. It's like he used to be my chef for 13 years.
Wow.
He keep 2 Michelin stars. There is the protest, there is the COVID, there is all those things. And he keep his business healthy as no people. And I was like, wow. His event, to have 2 Michelin stars. Yeah, again, 2 Michelin stars. It was under the name of Mr. Robuchon. Most of recipes was Mr. Robuchon recipe. I don't take all the credit on mine. I mean, and it's teamwork. Pili, who's at Le Beau Jour, did a wonderful job. Bruno as well, who follow me now, who used to be at Robuchon and some of their chefs. It was not only my journey, it was a team journey. It was the team spirit, and we all go through to the same direction. That is important as well. If you are a leader, but the people behind you go to different direction, you're never gonna go there. It's the teamwork. The leader is very important. At this time, I learned a lot with Richard. Yeah. I meet Virgilio because Richard bring a guest chef every month at Humber, and then I like also this energy to do not, and he always work in different projects at the same time. I cannot do what he do. So I was like very impressed. And he influenced me a lot. Mr. Robuchon for me is genius. So I go back to the groups. I used to work for Mr. Robuchon 24 in Monaco. 26 for the opening in Hong Kong until 29. So 5 years with Mr. Robuchon. The guy from Mr. Robuchon is a genius. Wow. He brings something to the industry. He opened L'Atelier. I don't want to say something wrong, but the first L'Atelier was definitively not Hong Kong. So I believe it started 2004, something like that. It's something, even if there is many trends on different concepts, L'Atelier still... but now it's different. He passed away, and I'm sad about that. But when he was there, L'Atelier is something like for many years, is the place to be. Yeah. It was stable. That's not people get tired on the concept black and red and the concept to be on the counter. Right. And then when he started, he was inspired by Spanish tapas and everything. When he started his journey with this new concept, I do believe not everybody, including some... award guide and everything believe on that concept, and then he opened one, and after he go with 36 stars around the world, including Las Vegas and New York. I was like, wow. And beginning, that's why sometimes you not necessarily, you have your home idea, you can ask the opinion of someone, but stay on what you believe. You can get inspiration and everything, but get stuck on what you believe, because if you wait to start your journey with everybody say, oh, it's gonna work, it's not gonna, it's may not gonna work either, but you have to start, you have to try at least, otherwise you go with regret, otherwise you try nothing. Life is here to experience things as much as you can, and I'm not talking about substance again. I'm from Burgundy, I love wine, but I'm talking about I'm talking about everything. The life is something like, especially like I feel myself lucky. I have good health, good looking. I'm joking as well. No, it's just like I feel myself lucky on many ways. Yeah. So I'm healthy, I can travel, I can discover, I meet people, introduce me other people, I move to different country, I try different food. It's just like, because we're talking about traveling a lot. For me, traveling go with food. Why? Because food is like, people, I'm not into religion, but food is a part of the culture. So if you want to have the 100% understanding of new country you want discovery, food is part of.
First thing, taste.
First thing, the taste, and you understand more the culture, and it's a part of my of my journey all the time. I travel around. If I go to New York, I do hot dog.
Speaking of New York though,
and steakhouse. And I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I love veg.
You said hot dog, right?
Hot dog, yes.
Hot dog.
Yes.
Are you a pizza fan?
Yeah, but alors, don't tell me there is pineapple in pizza.
Okay.
But yes, I'm pizza fan.
That hurts my feeling. I was born in Hawaii.
Yeah,
so you just
I know. That's why I say if you go to pineapple with tomato, I was like, okay. No, I love pizza. Is that the question? But I love hot dog and
pizza.
Yes. Hot dog in New York, famous.
What about the bagel, cream cheese, and lox?
Yeah, I tried those famous donut place as well.
Okay,
I love it. I love the concept. I try those. I don't know if still trend. I go to New York. I think it was 10 years ago. Right. I love those. At this time, there is those trend of bar salad. I try all those small concepts. Bar salad, it was really cool.
Have you been to ABC Kitchen in New York?
Yes, with John George.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, but I met John George in Shanghai because I work in the same building at this time. So I know Mercato Sandy was the chef over there. Keen at long time years to be also in the same building. So I go to ABC. I love the concept.
Nice.
I love the concept. I tried Daniel Boulou. I go to the kitchen because I'm lucky. I know people over there.
Thomas Keller. Have you tried Thomas Keller's?
I don't try Thomas Keller, but I'm a big fan of Thomas Keller. French laundry and everything. I follow him for
another godfather along the lines of Renee and whatnot. Yeah, that's fire. I mean, we can go on for food all day.
But we can go the whole day. Huh?
But let's talk about. I think everything is leading towards your brand new concept, Flow by 16, right?
Yes.
Flow by 16.
16 by Flow.
16 by Flow.
16 by Flow because I came with that idea. Like I will open a chef table. Let's be honest, many people was not that enthusiastic on that social that concept's gonna work. But again, I don't do it.
So 16 is the person count.
It's the seat is the number of the seats because chef table, Flow chef 16? Table, and we was like, oh, that's really random. There is chef series also on Netflix, chef table, and I was like, that's
why
boring.
16? Why the number 16?
Because first of all, number is like if you go through to all different country, everybody have his own alphabet. I try to learn Chinese. Sorry guys, I'm not there yet. Megwanshi. I will give more time to myself. But number is everywhere.
Right.
Everybody use number. Number is everywhere. People believe on number. In Asia, they believe on number. Number 4 is something you. So when we become to 16, so there is this belief on number. I think that's pretty cool. It's like, 16 by Flow is like the movie, like we're waiting for number 2, and those kind of things. And because I want that from day one, people understand it's not, it's a chef table. It's 16 by Flow chef table, not restaurant. So if people dislike, because many people dislike to sharing them experience, around the table, they don't get the concept, okay, but it's chef table, so they know where they are. So if they dislike, they don't come. And on the other hand, people who want to discover something new, they are more than welcome to sit down and to share their journey. But we also do, like last weekend, events for different company now, and people can rent the space. So it's also, I love this space because it's very flexible.
That's amazing.
It's like we talk a vision, different vision. This one that people can manipulate this space as they wish. So I like also the idea.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, that's why I like it. It's something new. You can manage yourself and do whatever you want.
And in the space itself, what's your operating team like? It's you. How many? What's your squad?
Me,
like?
I have 2 chefs. After I have 1 pastry chef because the kitchen is not that big. So I learned a lot with Alexis. I learned to do dessert. You have to understand, kitchen and pastry, it's 2 different worlds. It's related. You have to work together, and that's why I like to work with Alexis. So he's really busy with his own business creative lab, with his twins brother Manuel. And then he helped me, and after with Ruiz, who come, like you saw her sometime with me on some reel with Armel we did recently for the Baba. She come with me to do mise en place. So we do the prep, we have time, we put the music, and we do the prep on Monday, and then after a small thing during the week. And then after dumpster, we have Edison and Chloe. Of course, I'm from Burgundy, so wine is very important for me. It's also part of the experience. I mean, wine, and then after we have those Matt and different people who help to serve, and then that's it. It's 16 people, so we are not that big, and soon we working on Le Cep. So there is a new manager who's going to join us next month for the opening of the small bistro, a small counter on the first floor. This one came after. It was, the first idea was 16, and then after there is this location, and I say, oh, okay. Come up the second idea. So that's why it takes time. It was not there at the beginning, so I'm more focused on 16. And then, of course, it's Burgundy counter. So there is eclectic cider from Burgundy. There is things also, beer from Burgundy as well, from La Romanée. So there is things I would like also people discover from my hometown.
Wow.
So it's personal projects. But like 16, but totally different vision on my perspective also can be fine dining and bistro.
Wow. Have you ever had have you ever brought any chefs to collaborate with as well?
We do a collaboration with Jean-Baptiste Laverne, he's French chef in Versailles, because I'm the ambassadress for L'Atelier. I love this brand. I work only with them product and I become ambassadress after. I really use them product because I like to work with them product. We use the cream cheese because it's the soft cream cheese and there is the natural gum inside. They use only natural ingredient. They work with the farmers, so they have them home co. The animals is outside. They taking care a lot about how they produce the milk and everything.
Wow.
So that's why I work with them as well, and I accept to collaborate with this brand. So Jean-Baptiste is also one of the ambassadors, and we do the collaboration first in my restaurant. And 3 months ago, I go to Paris, and I also for our a training in Paris with L'Atelier in them office, and then after I go to do a forehand with Jean-Baptiste.
You're on the move.
He's young. You think I'm full of energy. He's only 33, I think, GB, and he have already 3 different concepts, and now we work on the new project. I like to be
with this kind of people, right?
Like they're always eager, they're so thirsty, or what,
Yeah, you're answering my question before I even asked them, because I was going to say, what artist is inspiring, what chef is inspiring you right now? But you're...
A lot. I have so much respect because, and I'm a chef, and I have to say, like, people say, oh, you work a lot of hours. It's my passion, but it's not always easy. We know it's a lot of sacrifice, it's a lot of work, it's not easy all the time, it's up and down, the business is up and down. We can talk, I'm not going to talk about COVID, but definitively after COVID period, there is kind of trauma. The industry being changed in some way. So after I know, now a chef around the world, we talk about it. Our industry is not the same. So you need to adapt. You need to also to not necessarily complain, but need to understand like what will be the next for our industry, because some people are worried as well. So I think we need to anticipate. It's not easy to find staff. New generation, they have different, not only for our industry, but for work in general. I think they have different way to see them career. They don't want to work so many hours, which I totally agree. If it's unnecessary to work 14 hours, don't do it. But kitchen is... You go home, you try to understand, you work on something else.
Right.
You finish your menu, and that's what you say. You need to, okay, what I gotta do the next? So it's never, you never stop. So there is a dynamic you need to maintain as well. So that's why I believe also we work so many hours.
Right.
That's the way it is.
You're saying exactly what I'm sure a lot of people in the industry are thinking. What do you envision tomorrow's kitchen looks like? What is the future of food?
I will close and I will do some reel on Instagram and stuff like that. No, I don't know.
What's the future of food for Flo?
Yeah, I don't want to open. Because I also experience hotel, restaurant, and I'm also getting home now. I open 16 because I don't want also to open a very big space to not necessarily. I don't do that for money. It's not to also have many people to control, because it's difficult to control everything, first of all.
Right.
And then you want to be able to deliver. You have to be consistent. That's also something we don't talk today, but to create a recipe is nice. But after, if you have to give to someone to do the same 100 times, you have to be able to make sure it's going to be consistent from the first plate to the last plate. So that is difficult. You need to delegate to people. So you need to trust people. That's why I say also at the beginning of the interview, trust is very important. You need to be surrounded of people who have the same spirit and the same integrity on what they do. So it's not that easy either.
For sure.
So what the next for 16? I don't know. We work now on Le Cep. 16 is going to stay 16 for sure. And then Le Cep is the bistro. So let's see. After, I don't want to be stuck also. I like to work on different projects as you see.
That's what I'm sensing. I know you can't say too much. I feel like there's something coming that you're not allowed to say yet.
No. Because it's like a surprise.
Exactly.
No, I
know
know
how you guys, how you chefs do.
Because, you know, I'm those kind of people, I say, if I say too much, it may not happen, and after I look stupid. It's also that way. Right. So, no, of course, I have many ideas, and then, and I have concept and project I would like to work. But first, I need to open the CEP. It's been a while we're talking about the opening. But it's because, you know, you need to be able to deliver the same services at 16 and able to serve the CEP, which is going to be open anyway only for lunchtime. And then to be able also, in the meantime, to continue to travel in different countries. So we have also different offer for different projects.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of exciting things coming.
Yeah.
I was also curious about, like, even now, as the world is changing very rapidly, do you see food, technology, ever having a combination? What's your take on that?
I don't think I'm the best people to talk about that, because if people talk me about new generation of chef, top chef and things like that, it's not I don't like, it's just I don't have time. I don't spend much time to
you're in your own zone.
Tell me about Thomas Keller, Virgilio, Noma, René, and everyone. Yes, I keep an eye on what's happened around 50 best ranking and all those stuff. And those female chefs also did a very good job, and how the industry also changed on some way. That's, I can feel it after. Oh, it's going to be the next for our industry. I'm like people... I try to understand, but I'm not so sure we have yet the answer. Because there is the COVID, so there is the trauma, there is change, but maybe it can back as normal. Maybe they will go to a different direction. I don't know.
So you're still adapting.
On the next. Yes, I'm doing what I know to do, and then I try to do my best after. I don't necessarily like to be too much influenced by others either. You know, I like to keep my home style. I don't want to take much what is the trend. I just keeping doing what I like. If people like it, I'm success. I mean, I win my challenge. But not necessarily, I will not change what I'm trying to say, like, I will not change my style to make it myself more successful. Because even if it's more successful, it will be not me. And what is important to be as person, but as a chef, is to keep my integrity, to stay who I am. My personality go to my dish. So it's important not to be too much influence as well.
Stay true to yourself.
I like to see, because I'm very impressed and I'm very happy for those chefs, and then I'm always like, wow. But it's them, and that they do well because I believe they do what they like to do, and there is part of them personality which is not mine. So it doesn't make sense to try to copy or to do something is not you.
What's your next dream right now? I've heard before that the death of a dream is the opportunity to create a new one. And by the death of a dream, I mean, I'm sure at one point in your life, you dreamed of having your own restaurant. You dreamed of getting a Michelin star. You've accomplished certain dreams. You've created your dreams.
I accomplished in the last few years more. I was expected. If you ask me, I will be there today 4 years ago. Like when I left Amber, I will say, wow.
So what's your next dream? What's the next dream for Flo? What are you dreaming about now?
Yeah, to continue to travel around the world, and then to me it's like achievement. It's always ongoing. It's a process. So achievement is, yes, today I'm here, but I will continue my journey, and I hope I will continue to develop my skills, to have more knowledge, and then to give more happiness on my cuisine, and then continue like that. And now I have the opportunity also to cook overseas, to go to visit different country, and to show what is the cuisine of Cheffe Florence, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
the
target.
The spirit of Cheffe Florence.
That's it. It's not that big. I'm into, but I think we can get. Of course, we can share. It's all about sharing again. Is to continue to share my personality and my culinary experience and my cuisine around the world.
Do you believe, last question along the lines of spirituality, but do you believe that there's some kind of higher force guiding you or working through you?
It's right next. It's right. It's right now on the back. That, yeah, of course. I think there is something bigger. There is like, we're here to talk about a bit of spirituality. I think we have a guidance. And I want to thank the one on my back right now. Now there is something bigger. I don't know. There is that feeling that's, there is something also like push me on somewhere. I don't know what it is. So I always say that you can talk about spirituality. On the other hand, you can talk about just happiness and enjoy the experience. Right. You can, it's again a point of view, but there is definitively, on my opinion, for myself only, I don't talk about people, there is a guidance. There is something who push me to the next season.
Have you
it's
ever...
like even sometimes I stand dump and then I get a call and people say, hey Flo, you're interesting on that, and it was like unbelievable.
Right, I want to talk about like these unbelievable
things,
phenomenons.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about like cases like that in your life that you're like, what is this? How did this happen?
Yeah, but like when I start the journey, that's people. Okay, when I was in L'Atelier, people, they want to invest money, say, Flo, you need to open your own place, but they want to be my boss. And there is also another friend who have his caviar company. Say, Flo, if you are, and that's why I say it's important also to be surrounded by the right people. And that's why it takes time also for me to open my home place. You have to be the majority. So after I changed a few times because people also sometimes they hear because they think there is, I don't say they are bad people, it's normal, it's business. We're talking about money. They wanted to take advantage. They want to, at the end, you work for them, you are not. And I think if you want to be able to give 100% of yourself, you need to be able also to have 100% of control of yourself. So if people come at the end and talk about only money, which is normal, they will push you to do something you on social media or on different stuff that you do not agree. But you have no choice because at the end, they have the majority. So why I'm talking about that is because day to day, there seems to happen like collaboration, people for some those private chef table and everything, make me able financially to be the majority on my home project. And there is things pop up like that, and after I say, I was struggling with social media, and Armel from Madame Vision and different topics came one morning like, hey, hi, but I heard you left, you sell your home restaurant, and then you left, you back in France, and I'm here, let me have a look on your restaurant, and become the idea to social media and everything, and he helped me on that day on social media, and after I opened Madame Vision, and I was like, this guy is so smart, he can do anything, he's successful. But anyway, he popped up at the right time, and after I was struggling with another part of the project, because I believe I know how to cook, I don't say I'm the best and everything, but I know my job.
Right.
But when you open and become to be entrepreneur, and that's why I want to begin that journey as well. It's funny because I want to be able to learn more about wine. So I passed my WSET2. After I want to know more about dessert. So Alexis came and helped me to understand and learn things, the skills of pastry, dough and everything, and shishi with the bread and everything. And I want to understand better. It's just about learning at the beginning and to have 100 of my freedom. But alongside, all the time I was like, it's not going to happen. I'm not going to open, it's going to be... And all the time there is someone pop up or news or someone on the phone, bring the solution. And I say, that's not possible. It's like, sometimes people try so hard to do something and they always stuck and they don't understand what they are so unlucky. And then like me for this, when I started journey, it was the other way around.
The luck
Even
happens.
I've stepped back, I say, it's not gonna work. I may go too far this time, and because I like challenge, I like challenge myself the most. And then whatever happened, like money or design, or because there is a COVID, also everything gets stuck, takes more time, or the price increase and stuff. Solution come himself, and it was like something pushed behind to make it happen. It's not possible another way. And I was like, and I'm happy. So after, again, the balance is, I don't believe it's all happened because of that. There is a lot of work and there is right people at the right time. But for sure, it's not all about coincidence. It's impossible.
Right. That's what we want to explore.
That's what we want to explore today.
That's what we want to explore on this show too, especially this concept of abundance.
There is a guidance, there is abundance, we talk about synchronicity a lot.
Right.
This synchronicity, you talk about something, or you have the idea, you have your mobile phone, you say, that's I who go. That's, those new artificial intelligence who are really smart and listen the conversation, or there is someone else who listen the conversation and make it happen, because it's not possible another way.
Consciousness.
Yes.
Is there digital consciousness?
Yeah.
Is there spiritual consciousness? These are, of course, there's questions that might not always have answers to it, but
we can't. That people can say you're wrong. I don't say I'm right, because it's impossible to prove. So it's the perception that you have. Some people don't believe at all. It's like religion. I'm not into religion, but I respect if people told me that I believe that upstairs, that. There is those people, those whole guys waiting for me upstairs. Everybody has his home way to describe what would be after what. No people have really the answer. There is no proof. It's just like your home opinion, your home feeling, your home experience as well. What's happened to you in life will make you believe that way. It's very subjective.
What's the closest thing to proof for you in your life that there is this guidance?
My restaurant, I have to wish that. No, I don't know. Really don't know.
Right.
No, I believe that because it seems good happen to people. I believe in karma as well. I believe that if you do things good and you don't do also, it's important to me. When I help people, it's not on purpose. I don't necessarily expect something in return. It's just when I help, because I believe that I'm being in trouble. Not in trouble. Like struggling with some project and some, and people came to me to help, and I appreciate. So on return, I like to help people, because I say it can be me one day also. I'm in this situation, and I would be happy to be surrounded by people like me who help at that time. So it's not on purpose. It's really, sometimes you think like, I feel happy to be surrounded and help by those kind of people I mentioned along the interview. Right. So on return, I think it's also normal. I take some of my time, even if I'm busy working in different projects and moving now different country, to take some of my time, like people do for me who may have no time as well, to help those people on them projects.
I think that's wonderful. That's kind of what I imagine as the true currency between people.
It costs nothing.
Right.
Little time, it costs nothing. And sometimes even by helping those people, you learn in some way. Because there's sharing, you try to understand the situation and everything. And it's also maybe in one day, it's avoid you to make the same mistake. You never know. So that's why I say keep open the door for everything. I think is important.
Thank you so much.
No, my pleasure.
I think we've covered.
Thank you to give me the microphone. I love microphone. Normally, I love seeing.
You handled it very well. I think we covered a very nice spectrum. Armel, any other topics you feel you want to hear about? I think that was a great way to end it out. But thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much.
For anyone who has not been to her restaurants, her experience.
I hope some people in opening them home business and
right.
Just. I will say, just before we finish the interview, if you have a dream, if you have a project, if you have anything that it's in your mind and then you have any doubt, just do it. Because I think the at the end of the journey, because it's all's gonna end one day. It's like to wake up one day and say I should have tried it, because after you you stay with those questions, like, if I made it, how will be? So just do it. Do not ask, just do it. After happen what's happened is never gonna failure. You will always learn and you will move for the next.
Wonderfully
If I
said.
can finish with that.
We can finish with that. We can probably cut there. But I also want to ask one more question.
Go for it.
YOLO or YALA? You only live once or you always live again?
Wow. Okay. I can answer, but as I say, I go now for meditation, which is funny because there is few people now. All the new people I met on my new journey, they related in some way to those kind of meditation. I have few friends as yoga teacher now, but talking a lot about universe and not necessarily about religion. Like what I believe now, and then people, it may sound crazy, but it's all that we are all connected in some way. So if there is different life before, again, it's something we cannot prove. But so since I believe now I do meditation, I'm talking about universe with some people, and there is those story on my Instagram pop up, like it's the same, like there is something like I'm thinking about relation with some people and everything, and I have those quotes to pop up to my, and I was like, what the hell? It's like someone answer me. But it's synchronicity, I'm not sure. Same for there is one life, different life, I don't know. But it seems just things like, I'm sure it's sometime I met people from the first time in my life, but it seems for some reason I cannot explain, I know them for longer than that.
Right.
So that's, I cannot explain. I cannot see it answer your question. But there is some people you feel like them home family. You know them from maybe different life. Maybe it's about energy we're talking before. There is those, I don't know, I cannot explain. But there is those people, you was like, you know them. Right. It's happened that on the first, it's like you recognize each other. And it's not happened at the beginning of my journey. Huh? It's really like those last few years talking, I don't know what's happened. Even I feel myself well because I think I change a lot. Things around me change a lot. The energy, my point of view, the way I approach, everything in my life is different than before. Why? Is that the guidance and everything? I believe, but now I can prove no. It's again, it's like you have your own perception, I have my own perception, but it's just about what recently happened to me make me think differently as well. Or is the other way around? That what I believe now make me think differently either. You never know.
That's a perfect way to end it.
I don't know. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Really nice.